Hey everyone, I want to talk a little bit about how you can make your money go the furthest when it comes to planning a Walt Disney World vacation. There are some really great ways to save money for your trip and to save money while you're on your trip so that you can make the most of your time and not worry too much about breaking the bank. Stay tuned. So when you're planning to go to Walt Disney World and you're looking at the cost of all of the different resort options, the tickets, dining, you can get very overwhelmed very easily and concerned about whether or not this vacation is going to be possible. So I want to talk about some ways to plan appropriately so that you can maximize the quality and the value of your trip and make it happen for your loved ones. So first and foremost, choosing your dates wisely is the best advice that I give everyone that I talk to, because pricing does vary based on peak times of the year. And so you will see certain weeks, like the week after Christmas, for example, or spring break season, where those prices are actually going to go up, not only for your ticket costs, but also for hotel stays. So choosing off-peak times can be one of the best ways to save money on your trip. It also is the most likely time that you're going to find additional discounts that Disney will offer. For example, in the summer months, it is very common for Disney to offer discounts on hotel stays for longer stays or even on park tickets and different ticket types. So if you are able to go kind of not during those big peak times and you have some flexibility with your calendar and your work schedule, choosing dates off of those peak times is really important. Working with a travel agent who is free is your next best tip. Travel agents who specialize in Disney are required to go through a lot of training. They have a lot of inside knowledge about closures at certain hotels, renovations that might be happening that can really help you choose the right hotels and the right park strategy for your visit. Now, one of the other perks to working with a travel agent is that they will be able to price monitor your trip. So any Disney vacation package is only requires a $200 deposit. So what that means is you can book out a year in advance, you can book out as far as you want, and you're gonna have all of that time to make payments up until 30 days before your trip when that final payment is due. So it's a really good way to budget, is to actually plan early for your trip. And if you're working with a travel agent, they're gonna be able to monitor for any promotions that might pop up that would be applicable for your stay, and then they can go ahead and automatically apply that to your trip. So there's a nice peace of mind that you get when working with a travel agent who specializes in Disney. We're able to do all of those things for you. It's part of our complimentary services. So I'm obviously a travel agent. You've followed me, you know that. And if you want any help with your trip, let me know. But it does help save some money working with someone who is working directly with Disney. All right, the next thing I want to talk a little bit about are things like dining plans and dining packages. If you've been to Disney in the last few years, you'll know that there's been a return of the dining plans. There are two different dining plans, table service plan and a quick service plan. I'm going to go into more detail on those in another video, but for now, one thing you want to note is that for 2026 stays, Disney is actually offering free dining plans to children under the age of 10. So 9 and under, they're actually getting free dining plans as just a general perk for the course of 2026. So if you haven't tried the dining plan before, it may be something you want to consider doing, especially if you're traveling with kids 9 and under. It's a great way to prepay for your meals, have peace of mind that you're not going to be pulling out your credit card every time you have to, purchase a snack or a quick service or a table service meal, and the kids will eat free. So it's a new perk for 2026 that I think can actually really make those dining plans a desirable option when you're planning your trip. Another saving option for you is to use discounted gift cards. You'll see these pop up at places like Costco, at Target. You can actually oftentimes get Disney gift cards at a bit of a discount, like a 10% discount. And you can use those Disney gift cards not only for when you're in the parks buying meals or snacks or merchandise, but also as payments towards your vacation package. So if you have some Disney gift cards, or if you're asking family and friends for gift cards for the holidays or for your birthday, you can actually use those toward your payments on your vacation as well. So again, it does pay to book a little further out and give yourself some more flexibility and time, but don't underestimate the value of a good gift card helping make that vacation a reality for you. So let's say that you found the right dates, you found a travel agent that you're working with, and you are ready to start to discover which hotel is going to be right for you. There's a few different options when it comes to cost, and I want to talk about those right now. There are 3 different categories of hotels at Walt Disney World. There's a value category, moderate, and deluxe. And it's going to sound just like it is. Value is on the lower level in terms of cost, and deluxe being at the highest, with moderate in the middle. Now, depending on the time of year you're going and the different promotions available, sometimes staying at a moderate resort or a deluxe resort can actually be very similar in cost to the lower categories. So you'll want to work with that TA and talk about what are the things that are really important to you in a resort. Do you really want to have a sit-down meal option, because then that's going to take value resorts out? Do you really want 2 full beds in the room, like 2 queens, not a table bed? Again, that's going to probably put you out of a lot of the value categories. So making sure that you really understand what's important to you in a hotel stay is going to help you make that right decision. There are also properties off property. So a lot of hotels nearby Disney that are considered good neighbor hotels. You can also package your vacation package with those hotels. But again, sometimes the pricing on those is actually not better than what you can get for value and moderate resorts. Just depends on the dates and the different promotions that are available. One thing to note when you are considering a hotel, and I talk about this in my 5-minute hotel overview series, is location and transportation options. If you are really needing to have transportation, let's say you're flying in from somewhere else, you don't want to rent a car, you don't plan on driving around Disney, staying on property is definitely going to be the way to go for you, because all of your transportation is included in the cost of your stay. If you do rent a car and you stay at a Disney hotel, you also get free parking. That's another great option if you're coming from somewhere where you're driving in. So again, keep in mind the different perks that can save you a lot of money, because once you start to add up things like parking at the parks, because you're staying off property, or having to drive in and out, that can add up a lot of money to your trip that maybe you weren't initially planning for. So again, think about the transportation that you plan to take and what's going to be most beneficial for you and your family when you're planning your stay. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that at Disney, you are able to bring snacks and food into the parks with you. There's a lot of different theme parks around the country, smaller theme parks that will not allow you to bring food and snacks or beverages in. Disney will allow you to bring a soft cooler. You can bring in snacks for the kiddos. You can bring in water bottles. I highly recommend always having a refillable water bottle with you, because you can fill those up throughout the park. If you order a quick service, for example, you can also ask for free cups of water and you'll get those. So it's a really great way to stay hydrated and not constantly be going and adding those bottles of water to your ticket and to your cost as you're exploring the park. So feel free to do a grocery delivery service. There's a lot of local ones and also some larger chains that will deliver groceries directly to your resort, and you can take those and keep those with you. This was a really big help for us when my kids were younger. We went to Disney because sometimes they're starting to melt down in the park and they just want those snacks that they know really well. So goldfish, pouches, things like that. And we just had them in the stroller with us. So again, a great money saving tip is to go ahead and do some delivery for your groceries for the length of your stay. And maybe you just plan to have breakfast in the hotel before you go into the park. A lot of great ways to save by having some snacks and things that you know your family is really going to enjoy and eat while they're out of town. Now, Disney Springs is another area that a lot of people talk about, but it is free to get into Disney Springs. You can go over there. Your hotels will have buses to get you there. Some of them are even walkable, like Saratoga Springs Resort. And what you can do there is you can just explore the shops, go check out the Lego store, go see some of the live entertainment that is also free over in Disney Springs, and maybe select a meal, someplace you want to try that you'd like to sit down and eat and enjoy just the festivities and the general ambiance of all of the things over at Disney Springs. So again, that's a free area to get into. It is something that you have to go through security to get into, which is a great thing, keeps everybody safe, but there's a lot to do and explore without having to spend money. So I hope this helps as you think about ways to make the Disney vacation a reality for you and for your family. As I mentioned earlier, choosing your dates wisely is the best starting point, planning well in advance and working with a travel professional who can help you navigate all of the different options is a really great place to start. So let me know in the comments any other questions you have about how to save money for Disney, or any recommendations you have, pop them in the comments, and make sure you check out my other videos all about how to maximize the fun and choose the right place to stay when you are going to the most magical place on earth. Thanks.